What's up, it's you? For today's video, we're in full alphabet team, letter N. Now, last time I did letter M, and now we're on to M. In these videos, what I do is I pick 6 random Pokemon beginning of the letter N in this video, and I put them on one team. The whole goal is to try and get the rest of the alphabet done before the new games. And we're like over halfway, I'm pretty sure now. If you do want to check me out on Twitch, people, this is where I do all my live streams for my battles, my sweeps, all forms of salty entertainment. Make sure you check it out there if you haven't already. The first battle we have today, this one was against Cotmeister, and once again, he had a very, very trolling team here. Now, the first Pokemon to come in here was the Ribbonbeat, right? And it wasn't really the greatest matchup in the history of Pokemon because I had a Nike, right? Now, this Pokemon was really kind of hard to use because it doesn't have the greatest moves or stats. So I had a Stake Out, Red Card, Sucker Punch, Knockoff, Play Rough, and Howl set. It was really, really hard to use. Like, pretty much with Stake Out, right, you want the opponent to swap in, right? It doesn't have amazing amounts of bulk, so you can't really run Everlight. So I ran Max Attack and Max Health, right, and Adamant Nature. So I'm going to hit there by the Bug Buzz, and it's going to get one-shotted. Nothing I can do there. It's very, very hard to make use of its Stake Out ability. I actually made one with Thievul before that worked, just because it had a little bit of bulk, but man, it was really, really tough to use. Now, we got the Bug Buzz taking my first Pokemon out. The next one we got is the Nihilego. We got a physical set with the Choice Band here. Gunk Shot, Head Smash, Knockoff, and Zen Headbutt. This set actually works rather well. It's a fun little gimmick to use. I think I was using this back when it first came out in Gen 7 run. So we've got the Ruby swapping out here, and we've got the Weezing coming in there. Now, this can actually hit really, really hard with Gunk Shot as well as Head Smash. I opted to go for the Gunk Shot here, and I've got the Adamant Nature and Max Speed as the EVs there. So it does a very, very nice chunk of damage there to Weezing. I nearly said a lot of Weezing. And I could go for a 2-hit KO here. I don't want to use up the Dynamax just yet. I could to get a guaranteed KO, but I don't want to. I feel like I can land this second hit. So we're going to land that second, a Gunk Shot on the Weezing, and it's going to be going down there. So I broke through the, I guess that had to be at least max health on that Weezing, right? So I've got a speed boost there, which is really good there. And now the next Pokemon to come out is Punda. Now this Pokemon really absolutely annihilated me. Like, I was actually low-key scared of this one. So of course I'm locked into Gunk Shot here. I could go for a Dynamax. I was like, nah, I won't do that. I'm pretty sure I can take this out right. So Gunk Shot misses, of course it does. Like, Gunk Shot's one of those moves that you miss when you really, really need to hit it. Now, the Pancham obviously is going to be an Everlight set, right? They're setting up bulk ups like you've never set them up before. So I've got to swap and I've got to try something else, right? So here comes the Drain Punch. I thought they may go for a fighting type move, obviously being a Pancham and stuff like that. So I'm guessing it's a bulky Everlight Drain Punching sweeping set, right? So you spam bulk up, right? You come very defensive and have a lot of attack. And I'd say the build is probably something like max health and max special defense, right? And then you can purely get your health back just by attacking. It's very nice. So we're going to go for a special Ninjask here. Air misses, and now the Ice Punch destroys my Ninjask. Man, that was max health and max special attack, modest Ninjask. I think you got to see all the moves were there, but an array of moves too. And speed boost just to make up for the fact, you obviously already speedy anyway, but any Choice Scarf Pokemon, if you get one, boost state there, you can take them out. So we've got Hype Voice, Heat Wave, Hurricane, and Nasty Plot on this Noctowl set. We're going to be going for a Hurricane, and it misses. What? Now here comes an Ice Punch on the Pancham, nearly bodies me in one shot there. I've got Weakness Policy attached, and that's going to give me a nice fat boost. Nothing like a nice fat boost. So I could go for a Hurricane here to take it out, or I could just pop a Hype Voice. I'm a little bit worried right now that Pancham will dodge another Hurricane, right? So go for the Hype Voice. This should be enough to take it out. And it's so thick. It definitely is max health, max special defense with the Everlight, right? So here comes a payback, and my Noctowl's going to go down. I'm getting destroyed by this Pancham right now. Real talk. So we're going to go into a Nihilego here. Obviously, they've only got a couple of bulk. I think they've only got one bulk up here. So I can at least take advantage of that and hit it hard and fast, right? So I've got Gunk Shot. I've got Zen Headbutt. I'm like, okay, I'm going for Zen Headbutt. I'm not playing any games there. I've got to take this little panda out, right? So going for that Zen Headbutt, and finally the Pancham goes down. Man, that was scary. Now, actually, while I think about it, I've actually done a Pancham sweep. If you like Pancham, you can check that Pokemon sweep out. Speaking of which, too, I've got a whole weekend of Pokemon sweeps coming up too. I had a bunch on my live stream, and I think I had some outside of my live stream too. So expect a bunch of Pokemon sweeps to come up probably tomorrow or the next day. Now, the next Pokemon here is the Shuckle. I was like, man, I don't want to be firing off Zen Headbutt with Choice Band against Shuckle. It's going to do like 3 damage. So we went into the Nincada. Now, this is quite funny, right? When I randomized out this team by Ninjas and Nincada, this might be one of the first times that I've used Nincada in a theme team video. I could be wrong, but I feel it's not a Pokemon that I've used in videos much. I've used it a fair bit myself, but not so much in videos, right? Now, this is a bulky defensive set. Like, it's very, very tanky, right? Max health, max defense, right? This is a toxic dig set, right? So what you want to do, right, you want to put that toxic on the Poke. We poison that River Bee, yeah? And then I can go for a dig, hide underground, right? They get some scummy toxic damage, hit it with a dig, and yeah, basically you just keep racking that damage, right? Now, the thing about it, it doesn't really have too much bulk on the special side, so I sort of have to swap out, right? Now, Ribombee, I was guessing was going to go for just some sort of special move, and I was hoping that I can, resist that. And it's going to be the Moonblast. Like, okay, that's fine. I can easily take this Pokemon out. It's got Sticky Web, Bug Buzz, and Moonblast, right? So I don't think there's much it can do to me, right? I'm guessing it's just, max speed and max special attack. I could go for a Head Smash here, but I thought, man, that's a bit of overkill, and I'll take some recoil damage. But, I want to lock myself into the Head Smash, right? So here comes another Moonblast. Obviously, there's not really much they want to swap into here. I get critted by the Moon, and it's going to drop my special attack. That would have been bad if that was any other Nihilego set, but this is PIMPNITE channel, and we've been running that physical Nihilego. So Ribombee is going to be going down to the Head Smash. Thank goodness it did not miss, and bye-bye Ribombee, right? Now, we've got a Shuckle left, which will get hit pretty hard by this, and there's 2 other Pokemon remaining, right? So I'm hoping I can get 1 Head Smash off, and then it's probably going to faint to recoil, right? So in comes the Azuru. I've got no idea what this set is going to be. It can run very physical. Obviously, mostly it runs very physical, but you never know what's going to go on here, people. You never, ever know after that Pancham. So let's go for Head Smash. I outspeed, which is very good, and Head Smash absolutely dominates it in one shot. Now, I'm definitely going to go down to the recoil here. Like, I'm just going to get my health rinsed there. But it's all good. We took out a couple of Pokemon, though. It was quite a good Pokemon on this team. Now, we've got 2 left. We've got the giant, mighty Nincada and 1 other Pokemon, right? Now, the next Pokemon to come into this matchup is Delibird. So, Nincada's probably going to end up a Delibird sack, but before it does, right, I want to see if I can get 1 Toxic off. Now, I can't really do too much for Dig, but I thought 1 Toxic, and then I might be able to swap out. So, look at the power of Nincada's defense. Look at this. It took a Hustle Triple Axle. Look how bulky it is, man. That's crazy. So very, very nice bulk there on the Nincada. It wasn't a single axle, and it wasn't even a double axle. I was kind of low-key hoping for a 0 axle, but that's how the game is, right? So landing that Toxic on the Delibird there, we broke the focus dash. And regardless here, I can probably swap in my next Pokemon to take this out. Here comes a dual wing beat, and Nincada, not Ninjas, is going to go down. Nincada's actually got a really cool shiny. It's like golden. Looks like really, really cool there. So a Delibird's going to take a little bit of damage here, right? Now, I know they're possibly going to Dynamax their Delibird here. My last Pokemon is Naganadel. Now, this is like a really cool Pokemon. I like to run a physical set on this, right? It learns Fell Stinger. Oh, we got Dragon Claw, Gunk Shot, and Dragon Dance. So we've got 2 Pokemon Gunk Shot. Don't normally do that, right? Plus, it's got a really badass shiny. I really like it, right? So I'm really thinking right here, if I go for Dynamax, go for Max Women, drop Delibird's attack, or just drop Delibird in general, right? I'll be in a pretty good position there. Now, Shuckle, on the other hand, is going to be quite difficult to take out, but it all depends what sort of Shuckle set it's going to be, right? At least I won't get affected by poison, but it might be something scummy. I don't really know, right? So go for that Desperation and the Dynamax set on the Delibird. Sometimes, people, you just have to use Dynamax Naganadel against the Delibird, right? So here comes a double Dynamax, big double D, if you know what I mean. So this, I wasn't really confident that it would take it out in one shot. Sure, it was going to do a lot of damage, but, you know, coming off Naganadel's shaky attack stat, I wasn't too sure, right? Now, this set was all based around trying to get the opponent on a low amount of health, right? Then you can just slide in with that Fell Stinger, get that easy +3, and then get a +1 in speed. It's very, very good. So max speed, max attack right there. Go for the Max Worming, and Delibird gets dropped in one shot, which is very good because I got a critical hit. It would have lived if I didn't crit there. So that ice move or flying type move, Airstream, would have been very, very nasty. I could have been finished right there. So getting my +1 in speed there. So essentially, if you get a Fell Stinger KO, you get +3 in attack, and then you get +1 in speed from the Beast Boost. It's quite good. So I can't do much here apart from go for a Max Flutterby or just the same move as I went for with the Max Worming, right? So I go for Max Worming on the Shuckle. It actually doesn't do too bad of damage. It's a 3-hit KO. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. That's nice. But what's Shuckle going to do? That's the question. I don't even know what this set's going to be, right? Then something activates. It was a white herb. I was like, wait, this is some filthy, scummy shell smash set. I don't know what's going on here. I think it might actually be a sweeping Shuckle, right? So I went for the power split. That's not really going to change the battle too much. I can go for another max Wormwheel, and one after that should be enough to take out the Shuckle. Also, they can't Dynamax it even. Not that I don't think Shuckle will be super good in Dynamax in this matchup here. So go for another max Wormwheel. The next one will take it out. Well, my next attack will take it out. We're going to drop the attack of the Shuckle, and now it's going to go for Shell Smash, so it doesn't have Contrary, right? They want to actually try and make a sweeping Shuckle. Now, I've actually done this myself, right? I think I needed a minimum of 2 Shell Smashes to actually outspeed anything. I ran Jolly Nature, I ran Max Speed and Max Attack Jolly Nature, and this was without a Quick Claw set too. Actually, I think you may even need 3 Shell Smash. It's a wild set. Anyways, we're going to go for the Drag Claw here, and poor Shuckle is not going to be able to live that one. And I guess it was a little bit of a bad matchup there because it needed to set up lots of Shell Smash there. But thank you, Copmeister, for the battle. That was a cool team. That Pancham nearly sent me back to the zoo, right? So we got the second battle here. This one was against Dark. I'm not sure if this was on my Twitch stream or not. I can't quite remember. My memory's a little bit hazy at the moment. So the first Pokemon to come out here is the Hatterene. So all right, Hatterene is a fairly bulky Pokemon. I was like, maybe we can use a Nike here and try and get the stakeout strategy to work. Now I had a Sucker Punch, Knockoff, and Player. I was like, I don't know if I can live this attack right, because if I use a Fairy type move, it's gonna hurt, right? Really, really hurt. So I thought about this for a while. I was like, at least at worst case, I can get rid of the item, right, with Knockoff. So go for the Knockoff here. Here comes the Play Rougher. It's a physical set, and it still takes me out in one shot. Oh, so what would have happened there? Let me talk in hypothetical terms here, right? What would have happened there if I lived the Play Rough? How the red card would have been held up, right, and then they would have swapped their Pokemon in, and the Knockoff would have got a boosted power from Stakeout ability, which is, would have hit pretty hard. Even coming off its dreadful attack state, right? So we're going into my Nihilego, and I'm going to drop that Hatterene in one shot with a critical hit. Did it matter? I think it could have. It could have mattered because, once again, Nihilego's attack isn't amazing, but it did have a choice band. So regardless, I think it was going to be doing a lot of damage, yeah? Now, the next Pokemon to come in is a Glade. I'm like, okay. Glade, this is going to go for a Psychic type move here for sure. Whether it's going to be physical or special is going to be another thing, right? Now, I know Gunk Shot will do a fair bit of damage to this, right? So I went for it, right? And it just slides right by Glade. I'm like, man, it's one of those days. Then they land the Hypnosis. I'm like, what? So I missed the Gunk Shot and they land the Hypnosis. Only on Pinpoint channel, people. That's how it goes sometimes, right? That's Pokemon for you. So I got to either leave Sleeping Nihilego in here so it can dream about the Beast world or whatever it got, the Ultra world, and or I just swap it out. I decided to have some little dreams here, and then I got hit by Dream Eater. That's really, really bad. I was having really scary dreams about Lucamon, right? When she was like, the evil Lucamon with all the tentacles and stuff. Anyway, back to the game. We got this Gunk Shot here. I could go for that, but I got to wake up, and I do. I actually woke up right when I needed to, right? Firing off another Gunk Shot on the Glade, and it drops it. It drops it real good. So getting 2 hit KOs there. So that's the Hatterene down and the Glade down. Getting like a mini Nihilego sweep here, but respect for the Hypnosis 3 meter set. I do like that. Now, the next Pokemon to slide in here is Togedemaru. I'm like, oh, I'm completely and utterly walled here. I got to swap out, or I go for the Dynamax knockoff, which may or may not take it out because it may have Sturdy, right? So swapping Nihilego out, leaving that for later on, yeah? So next Pokemon to go is a Noctowl. I was like, maybe I can take this out or get my weakness policy activated. So here comes the Iron Head here, and Iron Head does a lot of damage. I'm like, man, that dropped hard. I can't do anything here. It can go for it could literally go for a nuzzle and take your boy out. So I got to swap the Noctowl out, and I got to lay it later on in the battle ride. So we're going to go into Ninkar now, the absolute unit in defense. Look at this absolute bulk here. So taking that Iron Head so easy, I can go for a dig here. I could go for a Dynamax dig like Double D, right? But if I do that, I burn up my Dynamax, and it may have Sturdy, and something could possibly go wrong, right? They could swap into a Pokemon, and I could waste it. So we got the Togedemaru swapping out here, yeah? And the next Pokemon to come in here is Regigigas. So I'm going to be real with you all. If I went for a Dynamax Dig then, it would have done nothing, and this Regigigas could have, like, you know, set up him and stuff like that, right? So, burrowing my way underground, right? Look at that dig animation. I love dig animation. It's cool. So, Regigigas is waiting on the surface, right? It's waiting for a little Nincada to come up and hit it and do 2 damage. So, I go for that dig there. Amazing. And I hit it in the foot. I hit it in the foot. So, if we got a Hyper Beam Regigigas, I'm like, oh, no. This is going to destroy me. This is just cruel and mean. So Nincada's going to get one shot of there. It got absolutely annihilated. Man, it's a special Regigigas. I like special Regigigas, like, respect that. So we're going to bring in the Nihilego. It's time to go for I can either unload another gum shot or go for just head smash. Just go for gold, right? That's my most powerful move, and it does take nasty recall. I've also got knockoff. I just say, you know what? I'm going to play this a little bit conservatively. Let's get the knockoff and let's get rid of the item. Knockoff does good damage here, and it's got choice specs. Like, that's good. That's quality, right? So now it's not going to hit me as hard. Swapping the illegal out, I don't want to get locked into knockoff, right? I've got plans for that set. And we're going to go to knockdown, right? Now, this is a very, very fortunate swap in there. It went for Earth's Power. I completely dodged all possible forms of damage. That was so good. Now I could go for a Hyper Voice, or I could blow it away with a Hurricane. So let's go for Hurricane. Let's do this, right? So getting that Hurricane all ready to go, and Hurricane misses. I'm like, of course I miss it. Then Focus misses. I'm like, thank God for Focus Miss. Thank God you're in the game. Now I can go for another Hurricane here, and hopefully this time it lands right and does some quality damage to Regigigas, right? So I'm going for that Hurricane, and it does very, very good damage to Regigigas. It's a very bulky Pokemon, right? So you got to take those. You got to take the damage while you can, right? So here comes the Focus Miss from the Regigigas, and Noctowl is going to go down, man. So this thing's got Hyper Beam, Focus Miss, and Earth Power. Interesting set right there. Usually I run on mine, I run on mine Icy Wind and Thunder as well, just for a little bit of coverage. So we're going to bring in the Ninjask here. This set, Air Slash, Bug Buzz, Giga Drain, and Final Gambit. I was like, should I pop the Final Gambit or should I not, right? Once again, this is the choice spec set, right? So I decided in the end to go for the Air Slash, just in case it lived and I might be able to get a Fleet Ride. So Air Slash is going to take out the Regigigas, so I'm very happy about that, right? Now, I had a feeling that the Togedemaru would come into this matchup here. I was like, I don't know if I want this, right? Maybe I should swap it out, or maybe I should go for the Fleet Ride on the Togedemaru. Or if it fails, maybe I could bring it back in and go for Final Gambit. You know, like, I got to, like, think about all this stuff, right? So swapping out the Ninjask and going back into Nihilego. I know it was a really risky swap here, but I had to try and do it, right? So we got a Spark coming here, and Spark just bodies me. I'm like, man, okay, so Spark and Iron Head. It's just a scummy combination, right? The Paralyzed combination, and of course, Iron Head on top of that for the features. Like, that's so mean. That's something I do. So going back into Ninjask here, we got the options of Final Gambit. So let's go for that, right? We're going for Final Gambit. Now, I was a little bit worried that if, like, Sturdy or something like that, hoping they didn't, and they did. It lived on 1 health. The merchant available. So my Ninjask is going to faint there. Nothing I could have done there, but then I was like, wait, this is actually this is free real estate, because I can swap in my Naganadel, right, and go for a Felsinger, and I can get +3 in attack. It'll be amazing, right? I'll be juiced too. I'll have +3 in attack, and I'll have +1 in speed. I'll be absolutely unstoppable. So now we're going to fly in that balloon, by the way. That's my item. I could go for the Felsinger. Not very effective. Also, it's going to be disrespectful too, which is good. So going for that Felsinger on the Togedemaru, and look at that juicy damage there. Very, very nice there. Now, we got a couple of Pokeball left here to take out still. And I feel like I can do it with +3 in attack, right? Like, I should be able to do it, right? So getting a +1 in speed and a +3 in attack right now. Next Pokemon to slide in is the Shiftry, right? Now, Shiftry is very, very weak to Bug too. I was like, wait, I can get a +6 here. This will be content. But I feel like I smell a rat, though. They know this. They know this. Is this going to be some really scummy set with Focus Sash? Like, what should I do? I thought about Dynamaxing for a bit here. Like, I felt like they were trying to trick me into something, right? You got to think about these things. My audience loves to troll me, you know? So I was like, you know what? How often do you get to use Felsinger twice, right? So go for Felsinger, and Shiftry is going to get wasted there. I've got an insta +6 in attack, people. Insta +6. It's not often you get that right. So +2 in speed and +6 in attack. And the last Pokemon here is the Blissey. Now, this was like, I'm going to show you something that you probably have never seen before. Like this, I know I say that a lot, right? I know my content's full with that sort of stuff, but this is something you're not going to see very often or seen before. Now, what I was doing, I was thinking, can I take this Blissey out disrespectfully with one fell stinger at +6. I got +6. I'm loaded up. They're definitely going to go for Dynamax, right? Like, I want to see if I can take it out. So go for Fail Stinger. They didn't Dynamax. And guess what, people? It still wasn't enough to take out the Blissey. And then Blissey had Metronome. Like, oh no, shit, what's it going to do? So it's going to go for a Sacred Sword. There's Sacred Sword Blissey on your people right there. And it did 3 damage. So, okay, I'm like, okay, that's the end of the game right there. It's going to pop my air balloon. And, you know, the item on the Blissey is leftovers. But I was talking about you seeing something you've never seen before. It's about to come up. Now, I went for another Fell Stinger here, because there's no point me Dynamaxing. I got +6 in attack anyway, right? And then they decided to Dynamax their Blissey. I'm like, wait a second. Well, if they've only got, like, one of what their other moves in Metronome are, when you have Metronome as your move, right, that turns into Max Guard. So I knew that they would have Max Guard, but I was kind of curious what their other moves. Maybe they had, like, I don't know, Softball, but that wouldn't do anything to Dynamax. Like, what can this Blissey actually do? So they went for the Max Guard. I'm like, okay, they've just gone for Max Guard on Metronome, right? Felt Stinger's not going to do anything, so that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I can still attack them up this. Now, they are going to get a round of leftovers every time too, but still, in Dynamax, I can still take them out of this range, right? Bear in mind, I could go for my own Dynamax. So I'm going to go for another Fell Stinger, and they get 2 Max Guards off and on, right? Wow, that's really, really lucky they're getting 2 Max Guards. You know, so that's very, very lucky. I can go for another Fell Stinger and just take them out. Even in this range, I was confident I could take them out, judging on the damage I did to them the first time, right? So here we go. Let's go for Fell Stinger this time. Man, I've got to use Fell Stinger like 6 times. They threw a 3rd Max Guard up in a row. What? That's so lucky. That's crazy. Have you ever seen that before? 3 Max Guards in a row. There you go, people. 3 Max Guards on the Blissey just to get that health back. Their only move was Metronome, so they did that just to get their health back. That was crazy. So, like, if it turns out right, even if I Dynamax, I wouldn't have been able to do any damage to them anyway. What a crazy little thing there at the end. At least you got to see it, people, only on PIMPNITE channel. Hope you enjoyed the end team. We'll be back with the next letter team next week. Peace out, people.